What's the best way to build a defined back? Let's chat.
Don't you want to look good naked?
When we're trying to build our most defined or toned or muscular back, we have to realize that our back is made up of tons of different muscles. Those muscles are made up of other divisions, and there's lots of different angles that the muscle fibers run and all of the nerdy stuff that goes into it. But the way that I like to think about it is when I'm training my back, I like to divide it into focusing on my grip angle and the way that my elbows are traveling behind me. So if we divide it up into 3 different categories, I like to start with the upper back. So thinking about when you're doing mostly rowing movements and pull downs, how are your arms moving as you pull them back? So with your upper back, training those muscles, so more of your rhomboids and your traps and some rear delts, you're gonna think about your grip angle being more high and your elbows flared out to the side as you're coming back and up. Things like face pulls or seated cable rows, that can be a great way to train the upper back. And also included in the upper back, but I like to kind of put it in its own category, is your rear delts. So these are technically the back of your shoulders or your deltoid, but they also get hit when you are training your back. So with rear delt training, that would be the second category. And with that, I would think about the way that I'm pulling my arms back, and that's gonna be more so in a 45-degree angle. And also squeezing your shoulder blades back at the end and just trying to get your elbows as far behind your back as possible. And then the third division would be your lats. So lats are probably the biggest muscle that make up your back. Not probably, definitely. They're the biggest muscle that make up your back, and they actually have 3 different divisions. But with lat training, I like to think neutral grip, keeping my arms closer to my side and driving my elbows back down towards my hips. When you're thinking about training your back, if you can hit those 3 different movement patterns on the way back as you're rowing back or you're pulling down, you're probably gonna be pretty good with your back training. You should also be paying attention to how you can create as much stability as possible, right? So if you're looking to build muscle in your back and all the different muscles that I just mentioned, creating more stability, more external stability, is going to allow you to focus more on that movement and focus on getting as much tension within those muscle fibers as possible, versus paying attention to more coordination and balance and all the other things that might be limiting factors. So with that being said, I love to incorporate chest-supported movements when I'm training back. So chest-supported pull-downs, chest-supported rows, things where I am adding an external stability to the mix so that I don't have to think more so about my core activation, my lower back maybe taking over. So if you can create a little bit more external stability, it's gonna allow you to focus on the output of the muscle you're trying to work versus focusing on those other things. A few of my favorite exercises to train your upper back and rear delts would be pull downs. So with your upper back, thinking about pulling down with a wide grip, or you can use angle grips. I love those because you can adjust the grip angle that you're using. So you can do pull downs with a wide grip and think elbows up and flared back, or you can do them with more of a 45-degree angle so that you can hit more of those rear delts. Rows, so any type of dumbbell row or cable row, chest supported row, just really focusing on the angle in which your elbows are traveling back. That's gonna bias more of the upper back versus your rear delts, so just paying attention to that. You can also do reverse flies, so I love cable reverse flies or dumbbell reverse flies or dumbbell reverse swings. Those are also great for your upper back and rear delts. Any type of pull down is also gonna be great, so thinking a wide grip pull down or using angles grips to, again, adjust the angle that you're pulling your arms back to target more of the upper back or the rear delts. If our goal is to target more of our lat muscles, we want to focus on those pull down exercises and those rowing exercises where we have more of a neutral grip and we're thinking about keeping our arms actually closer to our body. The reason for that is because, again, our lats are a very big muscle and they actually wrap around our rib cage and use that as sort of a leverage point. So a lot of people make the mistake thinking that doing wide grip pull downs are actually working their lats, when, like I just mentioned, those are gonna be more so your upper back and your rear delts. So if your goal is to build your most defined, muscular, toned back, just make sure that you're not doing redundant exercises that are targeting the same muscle groups. You wanna make sure you're paying attention to those 3 different categories: your upper back muscles, your rear delts, and your lats. Women, We believe